Cycle command in AutoCAD. Let's see how we can use the cycle command in AutoCAD. If you want to open the cycle command, what you need to do is you need to go to the draw layer. Under the draw layer, we have the cycle. So you need to click on this drop down icon over here. So if you click on this drop down icon, as you can see, we have cycle of various types. So we have a cycle with center radius, cycle with center diameter, cycle with 2 points, cycle with 3 points, cycle with tan radius, which stand for tangent radius, cycle with tan, which stand for tangent. If you take a look at this part of the screen, I already drew some objects. I drew this object because we are going to be using this to understand our circles are drawn in AutoCAD. So let's start with the first option. The first option we have here is a cycle with center radius. So we're going to have a center point and we're going to have the radius of the cycle. So click on the first option. Now it is going to ask us to specify the center point of the circle. Let's say the center point of the circle is the end point of this rectangle. So you click on this. Now it is asking us to specify the radius of the cycle. So let's say the radius of the cycle is 1.5 inches. So you type 1.5 inches, then enter. As you can see, the cycle, we have a cycle of 1.5 inches. Now let's take a look at the second option. The second option we have is a cycle with diameter. So click on this. Now it is going to ask us to specify the center point. So let's say this is the center point, the end point of this rectangle. So click on this. Now instead of the radius, we are going to be having diameter. So let's say the diameter of this cycle is 3 inches. So you type 3 and click enter. So as you can see, this is a cycle with diameter 3 inches. Let's take a look at other options. So we have a cycle with 2 points, meaning the cycle is going to be crossing 2 points. By looking at this image, 1 stands for the first point, 2 stands for the second point. So click on this. So you need to specify the first point and also the second point. As you can see, the cycle is drawn. Then let's take a look at the fourth option, which is a cycle with 3 points, meaning your cycle is going to be crossing 3 points. By looking at this image over here, 1 stands for the first point, 2 stands for the second point, while 3 stands for the third point. So click on this. So now you need to click on the first point, click on the second point, then you click on the third point. As you can see, we have a cycle drawn on 3 points: first point, second point, and third point. So let's take a look at the other option. We have tan radius, which is tangent radius, meaning we are going to have a cycle crossing 2 tangents. By looking at this image, 1 stands for the first tangent, then 2 stands for the second tangent. Click on this. So it is going to ask us to specify the first tangent. So let's say this is the first tangent. Now it is going to ask us to specify the second tangent. Let's say this is the second tangent. Now it is asking us to specify the radius of the circle. So let's say the radius of the circle is 3 inches. So you type 3 here, then click enter. As you can see, this cycle is running through the first tangent and the second tangent. Then finally, the last option we have is tan, which stands for tangent. By looking at this image here, 1 stands for the first tangent, 2 stands for the second tangent, while 3 stands for the third tangent. Click on this. So you need to specify the first tangent. So let's say this is the first tangent. Now it is asking us to specify the second tangent. Let's say this is the second tangent. It is asking us to specify the third tangent. This is the third tangent. So as you can see, this cycle is running through the first tangent, the second tangent, and also the third tangent. The shortcut for cycle, if you don't want to directly go to the draw layer and click on cycle, you can just type C on your keyboard. If you type C on your keyboard, the first option we have here is cycle. So you just need to click on enter. If If you click on enter, it is going to ask us to specify the first endpoint. Over here, if you take a look at this, we have a 3P, we have a different option, 3P, 2P, and TTRO. 3P basically stand for 3 points, meaning you are going to have a cycle with 3 points. We already discussed this, you already understand this. And also we have 2P, which stand for 2 points. We are going to have a cycle passing through 2 points. You already understand this. And TTRO, which is tangent radius, we are going to have a cycle passing through tangent. We already discussed this and you understand this. Now let's say, for example, you want to draw a cycle anywhere on the workspace. So let's say you want to draw a circle here. So you click at this point. So this is going to be the center point. Now it is asking us to specify the radius of the circle. For example, if you no longer want the radius of the circle, you want the diameter of the circle, all you need to do, come down here. As you can see, it says specify radius of the circle or the diameter of the circle. So if you want the diameter of the circle, you just click on this diameter. Now instead of radius, it is asking us for the diameter of the circle. So let's say the diameter of this circle is 6 inches. So you type 6, enter.